Imagine getting an offer for a job. So lucrative, it can make some professional athletes look like they're, on a modest salary.
Yes, for being an AI researcher.
Exactly. For being an AI researcher. Sounds like sci-fi, right?
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, it's happening right now, like actually happening in the very real, very high-stakes world of artificial intelligence.
Wild.
So today, we're taking a deep dive into this, cutthroat battle for the most brilliant minds in AI. And we're focusing particularly on Meta's incredibly ambitious superintelligence project.
Yep.
We've gone through, a stack of fascinating articles, some internal reports, research papers, including some pretty eye-opening stuff on Meta's $100 AI poaching project.
Okay, so our mission today really is to unpack the immense value these elite AI brains bring. I mean, why so much money? And what about the offers themselves, these astronomical figures being dangled? And maybe most importantly, what truly drives the geniuses who are, not just shaping, but actively creating our AI future. We'll peel back the layers on Meta's big ambitions and then look at how their rivals are responding. Because this is, like you said, an unprecedented talent war.
Absolutely. And it's not just some Silicon Valley drama, is it? This is about the forces driving the future of tech, innovation, stuff that's going to touch all of our lives eventually.
Definitely. It impacts you, the listener, whether you realize it yet or not.
So, okay, let's start there. The big question. Why would any company, Meta or anyone else, even think about offering $100 million for one researcher? What makes these people so indispensable?
That's exactly where we need to start.
Yeah.
Because what's fascinating here is that this isn't just about filling a job opening, right? It's about securing this foundational, maybe even existential advantage
In the tech race.
in what's rapidly becoming the defining technological race of our time. See, these elite AI brains, they're incredibly rare. Our sources keep calling them unicorns.
Unicorns, okay.
And for good reason. There are maybe only a few hundred people on the entire planet with that deep theoretical grasp and the practical coding skills and that kind of intuition needed to push the absolute bleeding edge of AI.
It's not like a weekend boot camp skill.
Not at all. No, this is years, often decades, of super specialized, often pioneering work.
And there's more to it than just rarity, isn't there? I feel like there's this real sense of urgency now.
Oh, absolutely. The recent breakthroughs, especially with large language models, generative AI, it's suddenly made the whole idea of human-level AI feel incredibly tangible,
Yeah.
reachable almost.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's triggered what people are calling an AGI gold rush.
Yeah.
AGI, artificial general intelligence. That's the holy grail, right?
Great sci-fi stuff.
Pretty much. AI that can think, reason, learn like a human across tons of different tasks. And the race to get there first is intense. But here's the catch. For all the amazing things AI can do now, it still needs human brilliance to make those big leaps, like fundamentally.
Yeah.
For now, AI just cannot build better AI without these specific, super skilled human architects.
Which creates a huge bottleneck.
A massive talent bottleneck, yeah. And that makes every single one of these top researchers, well, kind of a kingmaker.
Okay, here's where it gets truly astonishing. Let's talk about the actual numbers Meta is reportedly putting out there, because they are.
Well, they're jaw-dropping.
They really are.
We're talking a reported total package that could hit, wait for it, $100 million for one top researcher.
100 million.
I mean, that put them financially in the same league as like superstar athletes, LeBron James money. But for coding and research,
It's almost impossible to wrap your head around, isn't it? And it's not just the headline number either. The sources break it down. Some researchers reportedly commanding annual salaries over $10 million per year.
$10 million a year.
Do the math. That's over $27,000.
A day. And get this, often massive upfront cash bonuses too. Sometimes before they've even written a single line of code for Meta.
It's like winning the lottery just for signing on the dotted line.
Basically, yeah. A very, very specific lottery.
And Meta isn't just like spraying money randomly. They have very specific targets, right? Prime targets.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a top football club trying to sign the best players from their biggest rivals.
That's a great analogy.
What?
Meta's headhunters have been super active trying to lure people away from OpenAI and Google DeepMind. Yeah, the place is considered the absolute vanguard of AI research.
The leaders.
Exactly. We've seen reports that are specifically targeting people like Noam Brown, the gaming AI genius from OpenAI, developed that amazing poker AI, Pluribus,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
and multiple team leaders, core algorithm developers from OpenAI too. plus stars from DeepMind, like Kore Kavukoglu, a big name research director there, and other senior scientists, architects, or specialists.
So they're really going for the top names.
The absolute top. The anecdotes even suggest Meta's recruiters have been, let's say, aggressively present in DMs, like getting more attention than TikTok stars.
Okay. So this brings up the critical question then. What exactly is Meta hoping to build with this kind of money, this level of talent investment? This isn't just about adding a few smart people to the team, is it?
No, far from it. This signals a huge shift in Meta's strategy. They're aiming for something really ambitious with this superintelligence unit they're building.
Right, the superintelligence unit.
It's led by Alexander Wang. You might know him as the former CEO of Scale AI.
Scale AI, yeah, the data labeling company. Huge valuation.
Exactly. Billions. Wang's young, super successful, and his task is basically to build, well, Meta calls them brain-like computers.
Yeah, brain-like computers. Okay, that sounds very sci-fi again. What does that actually mean, practically?
It means systems designed to kind of mimic the structure, the learning processes of the human brain. So we're not just talking about a slightly better chatbot here. This is about developing radically more efficient, more advanced AI. Stuff that can generalize, learn across different tasks in ways current models just can't, really. Mark Zuckerberg's been pretty clear about the ambition.
What's he said?
He wants Meta to leapfrog competitors in the race to human-level AI. He actually said he wants Meta to be the company that makes HAL 9000 but nicer.
HAL 9000, but nicer. That's quite a goal.
It's a huge aspiration. And to fuel it, Meta's not just spending on salaries. They're pouring billions into infrastructure. That Scale AI partnership, massive research labs, buying up all the latest, most powerful GPUs.
But you're not cheap.
Definitely not cheap. The sources mentioned that too. It's really a no-holds-barred spending spree.
Yeah.
Like a teenager with their parents' credit card, but for AI.
Okay, so faced with these kinds of offers, these huge poaching attempts,
Yeah.
how are the companies losing talent, or at least being targeted? How are OpenAI and DeepMind fighting back? You've got to imagine that things are tense.
Yeah, the response has been interesting and quite public in some cases. Sam Altman, OpenAI's CEO, he's been very vocal.
What's he saying?
He was directly quoted saying something like, "None of our best people have decided to take him Zuckerberg up on that." He's basically mounting a loyalty defense.
So culture over cash.
That's the argument, yeah. Suggesting OpenAI's unique culture, its mission, trumps Meta's money. It's a bold claim, right?
Yeah.
Team spirit beats Scrooge McDuck, swimming pools of cash.
And it taps into that idea that maybe for some of these researchers, the mission itself is the real currency.
Exactly.
OpenAI's whole position emphasizes that their researchers think they're doing more than just building tech. They're working on something potentially world-changing, maybe even saving humanity, not just making better ads or whatever.
Right, a deeply ingrained sense of purpose that maybe pure cash can't buy.
But is that the whole story? Or is some of it maybe PR spin? How's Meta actually doing in this talent war?
Well, that's the crucial tension, isn't it? Money versus mission. And if you look at Meta's actual scorecard, it's kind of a mixed bag. They've definitely had some wins. They successfully got Jack Ray from Google DeepMind. He's known for work on large language models. And Johan Schalkwyk from Sesame AI, deep expertise in speech and language. Plus, they've brought in several other talented mid-level researchers, too.
Okay, so some successes. But they've also missed out on some big names. Altman's claim wasn't totally off base.
Not at all. Sources confirm Meta failed to get most of OpenAI's senior scientists and DeepMind's top leadership. They also missed out on several key algorithm developers.
So why did they strike out there? What kept those people put?
Well, it seems for many, especially at OpenAI, it really wasn't just about the money. Sources suggest OpenAI's specific research environment, its focus on AI safety.
Right. The safety aspect is big for them.
Huge. And a kind of foundational belief that they're the ones who can develop AGI benevolently, plus just the groundbreaking nature of the work they were already doing. Those things were non-negotiable for some. It really is a different kind of ethos there.
Which makes you wonder then, if it's not always about the $100 million payday, what does really drive these AI geniuses? I mean, if you're already earning millions, what's the next level of motivation?
It's a great question. It really shows that while the money is, well, staggering, the long-term drivers often go way beyond the paycheck. A huge factor is just innovation.
The challenge.
Exactly. Access to cutting-edge research, solving problems nobody solved before.
Yeah.
They want to invent the future, not just, collect a salary. It's that intellectual curiosity, the thrill of discovery.
Then what about the people they work with, the community aspect?
Oh, absolutely critical. There's this incredible intellectual energy when you're surrounded by people operating at the absolute peak. Smart people genuinely like working with other smart people, right? Challenging each other, pushing boundaries together. That environment itself fosters breakthroughs.
Makes sense.
Then there's impact. These researchers know they're not just building apps, they're shaping humanity's future. They want to make history, do groundbreaking work, be in the textbooks someday.
Leave a legacy.
Precisely. And finally, maybe most powerfully, is purpose. That deep belief in the mission of their current lab. Many truly think their team will get to AGI first, or do it most responsibly. That shared destiny is a powerful anchor. Understanding all that. It's key, not just in AI, but really any field chasing top talent.
So, okay, zooming out again. What does all this aggressive poaching, this talent war, mean for the road ahead in AI? Short term, long term?
Well, short term, we're already seeing it. Crazy wage inflation. AI salaries hitting just absurd heights. Sources are suggesting soon top researchers could earn more than hospital CEOs, maybe even some Fortune 500 execs.
Wow, that's going to ripple through the whole tech industry.
Yet inevitably, it'll reshape compensation everywhere. Looking a bit further out, expect major research shakeups. All this team shuffling, talent moving between these giants.
Exactly.
It's bound to lead to new collaborations, new mixes of ideas.
Cross-pollination.
Exactly. Which could actually spark unexpected breakthroughs. Just from having fresh eyes and different approaches combining in new ways. It's going to be a dynamic, maybe even a bit chaotic landscape for a while.
That's a good point. It's not just one company winning. It's the whole ecosystem kind of churning and changing. What else? Further down the line?
Well, on a longer horizon, we might even see new kinds of alliances forming. If companies realize they just can't win the talent war outright, they might decide to join forces, right?
Like partnership.
Partnerships to share talent, share research, maybe even share computing infrastructure. Kind of an if you can't beat them, join them strategy to leverage collective resources when going it alone gets too expensive.
Interesting.
And then, looking way out, there's the really provocative idea, AI building AI. Sources touch on this. Eventually, as AI gets capable enough, it might actually reduce the demand for human researchers for certain kinds of tasks.
Talk about job automation, automating the automators.
It's a wild thought, isn't it?
So, okay, let's bring it all back. We've seen how Meta is basically throwing unprecedented amounts of money at the very top AI talent, trying to grab the best from rivals like OpenAI and DeepMind, all to build this superintelligence unit aiming for human-level AI.
Right. But we've also learned that while the money is, well, enormous, what really motivates these brilliant minds often goes way beyond the dollars. It's about the thrill of innovation, that community of brilliant peers, the potential for massive impact, and often a really deep, almost idealistic belief in the mission they're already on.
Yeah. Which leaves us with a pretty big question for you, the listener, to chew on. If the ultimate endgame here is to create AI that can eventually build better AI, what does that mean for the human talent that got us there in the first place?
Will the very geniuses fueling this revolution one day automate their own roles? Will the architects eventually just become observers?
It's a fascinating, almost paradoxical thought, isn't it? It really makes you think about the long-term twists and turns in this unique and incredibly fast-moving talent war.